Alright, so top elo bracket it is. This is Redi versus Feroker. They are in the at least the high 1700s, probably slightly past that as well. Let's just see. Yeah, so Redi is pretty high these days, but it's been a while since sign up, so don't take it for granted. We have AR12 in the tournament as well, and he fluctuates between 1700s and 1900s as well. So Redi Rodion is in fact 1913 versus Feroker at 1800. Redi Rodion also seed 1 in the tournament. But to the civilizations here, we have Mayans versus Malians here. Which is interesting. Malians, they have their swordsman line getting extra pierce armor per age, so that when they're in a pinch, you could actually go champions in the Imperial Age against archers play. And that makes it more awkward for Mayans because their infantry isn't then particularly strong. Their eagles would be shredded by Malians' infantry, and the archers play semi-negated by the extra pierce armor of the infantry as well. On the other hand, though, as Malians save wood per all the buildings and have a good eco that way through the wood savings, the mines that Redi has picked here, they have longer lasting resources and cheaper archers working for them throughout the game. They have access to some siege for the late game as well, siege ram or mostly if needed. And you also, of course, have the plumed archers as well. If you can get some castles up, you have a nice and quick mobile archers unit to run around and play almost the same role as cav archers would. From Mayans, I would expect an infantry opening like a Drush or Men-at-Arms, and looking at the map here, I'm not seeing an easy full wall for the Mayans here unless you go like this, like a small semicircle all around. And as the middle is going up, it's not going to be the Drush here for Redi Rodion, but more likely Men-at-Arms or even straight archers here. Malians, on the other hand, quite likely to go Men-at-Arms because that +1 pierce armor the infantry is granted from each age, from feudal age moving onward, making taking it a bit longer for archers line units to take out the Malians infantry. So that's probably what we'll be seeing from Feroker here, who, by the way, has a slightly better map than Redi, I would say as well. It's still kind of open in the front side here, but there's a back main gold as Redi has main gold front-ish and both to the sides here. Found the enemy location. Goes for both players actually, so they know when and where to hit as the game moves on. There's the barracks for Redi Rodion, and indicative of Men-at-Arms. We'll be seeing the last two villagers going to gold most likely here to collect enough gold to afford both the third militia and the Men-at-Arms upgrade. Feroker sees this, but he won't be able to stop the barracks in time. Yeah, that's 1 to gold, and TC going idle for Redi now, actually, but there he clicks the feudal age. 15 seconds to 12 seconds idle TC, so no significant difference between the players here. Feroker has seen the barracks, so he knows what to expect now. He obviously has the barracks of his own, because he means to go to Men-at-Arms as well. The idle TC time is only 3 seconds apart, so their feudal age timings will be pretty much similar here. One villager long distance hunting here, interesting. Ooh, is he gonna take... You could close this woodland here and wall here, and then suddenly you have a woodland that's completely safe from melee units. Both players in the field age, obviously. Militia already forward for Redi Rodion, so that renders Feroker's men-at-arms useless in terms of a forward here. Look at the blocks as well. Eagle block and poke. There he goes. Alright, easy fire getting some hits in already, but he did get a kill already. And men-at-arms gonna kick in for both players as well, so Red might lose his scouts here, but with the men-at-arms kicking in and Feroker keeping full HP on all three men-at-arms, he's getting the better end of the deal in that regard. Following up with the range here as well as the Mayans would as well. And I'm almost assuming that Feroker will be going one range skirm defense here and then play more into the cavalry or the infantry in the castle age. But we'll see. You can't really contest the Mayans and the cheaper archers, even with Malians and the cheaper buildings. You might be able to get the second range up earlier though if you want to go for double ranges instead of just range blacksmith. Redi wants to drop a second range ASAP here, I think, as well. He's with 8 on gold now. And remember, these are Marlin's men-at-arms, so they will tank more arrow fire than your generic ones. There's the hill right here that Redi could use to his advantage though, but he'll be needing more archers and fletching, which is going to kick into to clean this up. Nice quick walls on the gold, that's going to keep him out for a while. Second range might also go up here. Feroker is going mainly for the archers as well. Nice house to keep the aggression from entering, but this palisade that doesn't go up in time here. Still good defense from Redi Rodion here, and obviously not panicking. He sent this. He made another men-at-arm, and he's moving forward now. Interesting. But this is a mess. Feroker is doing a good job at idling some of the gold of his opponents here. And again, that extra pierce armor makes the men-at-arms able to handle a lot more archers fire. 2 villages down, I think, for Redi here. 2-2 is the eco KD. While the men-at-arms already is also forward and looking for a place to hit on the woodland. Feroker with only 2 on gold still will not be able to consistently produce archers with that kind of gold income. But I don't think archer is the long-term play for Feroker. You know, he's not getting the upgrades here, not getting fletching, not getting defense. May not even have a blacksmith yet, it's just going up just now. And that could be hurtful against what Redi is currently doing. 5 archers out now, producing out of both ranges. That's what these circles around the archer means, that the amount of production you have going. 1 TC producing villager, 2 ranges producing archers. Double attacks just now for Redi, but better late than never to boost the wood income quite a bit. So Redi with the numbers here, 11 to 5 is the builder count, taking a good spot here now. May need something else than his own skirmishers exclusively here to deal with the skirmishers investment of Feroker here. But for now, Redi seems to be doing fine. Yeah, eco's not that dissimilar. They're both with consistent villager production, as we can see. So they're, well, actually, yep, consistent villager production. But Redi with a slightly better eco setup maybe to be able to pump out more army here or simply lose fewer units. So less action-filled field right now. Feroker with the single range, mainly skirmishers investment here will be conserving some resources in terms of food and gold to maybe pull off a smoother and quicker cast stage here. And that gives Malins a lot of options actually, but looking at the farm's investment, I think Feroker wants to follow up the cast stage with the cavalry play here. Obviously, camels don't lie for Malins here, but the knights might very well do, especially with a smoother cast stage. You could clean up quite a few feudal age archers if you have an early knights invested with +2 armor. Oh, good micro by Redi here, by the looks of it. He's focusing down skirmishers with his feudal age archers. He has actually they have the same upgrades here, but you could always go close to the skirmishers to abuse that minimal range that they have minimum range. Now Feroker is doing some work here with cleaning up small groups of archers. Good thing for Redi that he has cheaper archers. He'll have an easier time to remass the units here. He's also added an eagle to focus down the skirmishers here to take advantage of that minimum range that the skirmishers have. So if you get in close, they can't hit you. There's a market for Feroker to adjust the economy as needed here. Look at the food gold disposition here, definitely still indicative of a stables investment, in my opinion. Could even be infantry actually, to go into the so-called champ scars, longswords with +2 pierce armor. Wouldn't be too bad against Mayans here, I think, because Mayans would actually have to consider making some siege in addition to the archers then to hold off against the Malians +2 pierce armor longswordsmen. But Redi is being maximum annoying here with just one archer on the woodline here as well. So there's the cast stage. We are going for crossbow here for Feroker, who has 6 skirms and 8 archers to benefit from that. Bodkin on the way in as well, but they're just passing each other here, and Redi has the high ground here. He has some on the downfield as well. How is this going to turn out for Feroker? Could be a good cleanup when crossbow comes in here, but the men-at-arms are coming close into the skirmishers here as well. I don't understand that crossbow upgrade for only 6 archers here. That was a bit interesting. So Redi just about to reach the cast stage as well. 6 archers only to benefit from that, but 2 eagles and increasing from the blacksmith, from the barracks as well. Third blacksmith, third barracks going up. Oh, I can't talk. I'm too sleepy here. So eagle switch for Redi already into the eagle warriors. Second defense upgrade, and now getting wheelbarrow as well. Redi rushed the cast stage to catch up here. And actually, neither player has wheelbarrow, so that's going to give Redi a good eco advantage here. And the Eagle switch certainly going to help out against crossbows. Gurm's investment here. Feroker still only with that one barracks to hold off, so the Eagle switch might catch him off guard here. The barracks are in the back as well, so that's not easy for Feroker to spot here. In fact, he doesn't see them, so until he sees the Eagles, he can't see that this switch has been made, and that has to force a reaction here. See, stable is fine. If you get +2/+2 knights, you can hold off the Eagles in moderate numbers. But these blue Eagles are doing work here, especially against the skirmishers that don't stand a chance. They need distance to throw the javelinas. Feroker apparently wanted to take some presence on the hill with some forward siege or whatnot, but Redi will have none of it, and the villagers return back home without being hit by the Eagles, thankfully. Feroker with the villager lead here is actually on BTCs soon here, whereas Redi is just now dropping the second one on the gold here. So, assuming that Feroker can keep the 3 TCs working, he should be keeping the villager lead here. Oh, but the gate is being kept open by the Eagles here. Ooh, that's bad news for Feroker. It's going to be both villagers and army dead here potentially, especially if this gate can be kept open. No, well, it's still open. Still pretty annoying though, and as long as you're lacking upgrade for the knights, they're not gonna cut it against fully upgraded eagles here, or almost fully upgraded eagles. Redi now aiming for the gold, should be getting a pick off on a weak villager there. And now with the forward siege as well. Eagles and siege for the Lions player here, not playing the archers at all anymore. I'm surprised not to see Feroker trying for an infantry switch here, because with the Malians, even if the Mayans goes for the archers, that's not going to be a huge issue for the Malians here if you get to your fully upgraded long sportman. I don't understand the continued crossbow investment here. There are eagles and mangonels on the field. Feroker seems very insistent. Maybe it's just making use of his existent buildings here, but there are so many eagles on the field and now siege as well. I see the knights pumping out, but they still don't have any upgrades here. I don't understand the investment from the Malians player here. It's a solid play by Redi, of course, making an early eagle switch. You don't usually see eagle switches that early. Now we have 20 eagles and 3 mangonels pushing here. And just a few good hits in on the archers here. The crossbows should be history for the Malians. Barracks goes down even to open up for the knights and crossbows to enter here. Sneaky attack round by Feroker. There are only 4 knights, they still don't have upgrades, so Redi is going to slaughter those. He even gets a cheeky attack ground in here as Feroker tries to snipe siege but won't succeed, and... Oh! Well, the archers, at least they have armor, so they tank a few shots, but that's a mangonel hit on the numbers, and instant GG for Feroker after that ridiculous hit in the middle of everything. Some nice mangonel micro from Redi Rodion here. So the villagers, they're both consistent of production here. Feroker with the 3 TCs keeps that lead in the end, but loses most of his military to hits here. Look at the KD, that's just 1 mangonel shot for Redi to go from probably in the 50s to 70 kills there. Army High, Eagles, and Siege seem to work out against Malians here, but that's also because of the Malians' investment being mainly crossbows against Malians here, which I don't quite... Not quite. Well, there must be a reasoning behind it, but I don't see why Feroker wouldn't consider an infantry switch in the middle of everything there. Maybe it takes too long to take into and it needed a different option. More resources, slightly more for Mayans here, more gold. You need that for the Eagles. You should see the uptimes as well. Even with the slightly slower cast late for Redi, did stabilize and had a solid plan here to move on. Alright, next game to be pulled up shortly. That is Feroker's home map. And Feroker brings us Serengeti for his home map. Alright, so observant listeners will have heard the Mongols jingle here. I have captured working, just gonna need to switch the overlays here, and there we go. So we keep on with Redi Rhodium versus Feroker here. We have Redi allowed to take Mongols for this set. For some reason, Mongols weren't banned with Serengeti in the pool. I guess we might have had some other map where other sims were more solid to ban, for example, Arabia or Sacred Springs, as we've seen a lot. I haven't seen the draft for this one, so I don't quite know how they did this. But it is Serengeti, Mongols, and obvious pick here because of all the hunt. You have one elephant, yes, but you have 3 ostriches and 5 zebras, always spawning. And look at this. This is just a perfect mill spot for Redi Rodion here. He could just drop the mill right next to the berries here, and he'd be able to first build the zebras that is collected 40% faster for the Mongols, and then just move on to the berries right after. It's just a beautiful spawn, but in exchange all the gold up on the hill, that's never ideal until you can secure it yourself with some hill presence. So for Serengeti, I keep saying that I always favor mobility, so I'd love to see the scouts into knights kind of play here. Mongols later on with the Mangudai potentially as well. They're up against Japanese though, so Japanese with the faster attacking infantry, isn't it? Have some of the best spearmen, pikes, halves in the game, so it's not as easy to play cavalry and scouts kind of things against Japanese as it is against other. Look at the hunt here for Feroker as well. He could mill all of the hunt here, and with Japanese that's a no-brainer because the resource drop-off points cost only 50 wood, so that's just something you do. You can easily afford both a mill on the berries and on the hunt. And with all the hunt in the same place, of course you go to mill the hunt first. It's just such a great food source to take. So pretty decent map spawns for both. We see Redi pushing in the ostrich here, and he will of course be milling the zebras. If you're going to speculate on strategies here though, we see actually only 2 on wood for Redi for now. And so that could even be... I would still suspect the scouts from the Mongols, but it's just a little bit few on wood for Redi to support an early scouts play here. Maybe he has something else in mind. Feroker on a scouting mission now, might run into TC. No, he dodges. Redi getting the first few hits in here, and he'll chase this scout. Feroker with the Japanese will drop the barracks now after the mill, but the mill is so cheap for the Japanese, so you, in a sense, this is, yeah, this is definitely drush timing. I think it's a good call as well with all the exposed hunt being taken here. A Japanese drush has some merit here, even though the faster attacking infantry doesn't kick in for Japanese until the feudal age. Watashi? Me? Zenosaurus. I'm good, thank you. Just had my morning coffee and casting the second set of the day. And how are you, Mr. Zanosaurus? The rush will enter. Redi has the barracks up here is going to drop the stables as well, and in a way that kind of encapsulates the hunters here. The starting scout of Feroker goes down. We have 2 militia forward, and where's the third one? There's only 2. Yeah, Feroker forgot to take the last 10 gold, so it's actually only with 2 militia here. Feudal Age also far away from Feroker here. That could be disaster with Redi being able to pump out 1 or 2 scouts before the feudal age kicks in there. Ah, taking a break from studying. I see. That's needed every once in a while. I've been considering taking up some studies as well. I just don't know what it should be yet. It's I am a freelance musician, but it's not the best occupation to have these days. So, so I'd actually, if I could find the motivation, I would be happy to study something else as well. Probably something language related or so. I'm a big fan of languages in general, so I'd probably study English or maybe even just Norwegian and go deeper into Norwegian, either written language or dialects, or make use of it somehow. But I'm a quick study in terms of learning words and stuff, but I'm suck at grammar, and because that takes so much repetition and tedious reading and remembering, so we'll see, but doesn't harm having more knowledge about different stuff, I guess. What are you studying, by the way, Zanosaurus? So an interesting addition by Feroker here, because he made 3 more men-at-arms here. He's probably still hoping to hit some of the exposed eco while Redi is still open. German and mathematics, nice. And you won't teach. Yeah, that's good. The world needs more good and dedicated teachers. Sadly, that's not for me. I'm a horrible pedagogue. I'm bad at explaining things. So Feroker with Japanese for his home map here is being pushed on the back foot now. Scouts and archers for Redi Rodion here. And with that Mongols hunt in the back here, it has a very healthy economy to support whatever he needs to do. There's still only 4 on wood because his seeding farms just now hasn't really needed to seed any earlier. There's still goats to eat even. It's ridiculous how significant the Mongols hunt bonus can be on this map. What map is this? It's Serengeti. It should usually say here as well. Sometimes with the DE maps it says unknown map, but Serengeti and Arabian stuff that shows in the bottom corner for Capture H. Japanese archers versus Mongols archers here. I think Feroker now on the back foot will be forced into skirm defense here. He has the food and wood to pump out some skirms, and he's also getting the armor for the archers and skirms here. Both players with +1/+1. But Redi Rodion with some serious pressure here. Feroker, is he pulling in the villagers to fight archers here? No, not really. But I love with these kinds of open maps like Serengeti that it invites for extended field age aggression here. Like you see, this is George scouts, men at arms, and now archers from both sides. And there's no sign of a castle age transition anytime yet. Redi seems to be the first one going up though. 12 on food, 7 on gold, 16 on wood, but that's because of the archers and farms investment, I think. One more scout to deal with the skirms here as well. So that's another good call for Redi. He still already has the stables up, obviously, from his scouts investment. Idling out a bit at home here as the berries are depleted, but they will be put back to work soon enough. Placing a house and some farms here. Yeah, Redi definitely with some momentum here. It's mainly skirmishers for Feroker, and with these scouts in between, then Redi could focus the archers with his own archers and use the scouts to snipe the skirmishers. Of course, Feroker reacts as well and adds spearmen to compensate. But as long as there's food in the back for Redi to produce scouts, that's what he'll do. And also this very crucial hill in the middle here being used to its full potential. Oh yeah! Hello! This is the 1500 to 1800 bracket of open season. Feroker with some counter aggression here now, but it's only skirmishers, spears and archers in the back here. That's gonna be hurtful with the scouts chasing here. Not using the hill now though, so that's gonna be some archers down for Redi Rodion here. But then again, the scouts are getting some serious hits in here. And the most important thing here is to focus down the skirmishers, because if you do, then the scouts and spears here, that's an easy kill. So have to commend Redi for the engagement here. Still, he lost just a few archers and a scout there. The KD should show positive numbers for the blue player here on his opponent's home map. Nice, Hoya. Maybe we'll do Friday then. Friday Norwegian time. I'll be watching Hidden Cup anyway, Hoya. So we could just fit in a Norwegian cast when it suits it. I asked in the Norwegian Age of Empires group if it was interest for a Norwegian cast sometimes, and in this particular instance, Hidden Cup, and many people responded that that would be cool. So I think we'll do that then one of the days, and it would be very nice to have another player to co-cast as well. So we have Redi with the momentum here again. You'll note that both players They're losing a minimum of villagers. Feroker actually um, sort of three. Well, it's more actually. It doesn't have wheelbarrow, so it amounts to. It amounts to 5 villagers behind total from Feroker. Do you know the Norwegian viewer percentage? On my stream, it's typically quite high, but you know, my my viewer average isn't that high. But I typically have like 15-20% Norwegians watching my stream. As for Twitch or AOE in general, I don't know. The AOE Norway Discord has around 300 members, but not all of them are Norwegian. But there are Norwegian players as well, quite a few of them, that aren't part of the Facebook group or the Discord necessarily. So I hope we could reach out to a few players, and it would be fun to try to cast in my native language as well, although I'm actually weirdly not more comfortable speaking English in these situations. Good job already there to deny the second range of the Japanese that limits production potential. Redi is also with 2 minutes to go to the gas stage here. And Feroker isn't that far off either. Yeah, I've seen you getting more Norwegians to the Discord. Oh yeah, that's awesome. I'm sure they appreciate knowing about the option and the community. Second stable for Redi now. Is he going to follow up with knights now, most likely? Or just to complement the archers to snipe skirms more easily? Sorry. There's the cast stage for Redi. He's getting +2 for his cavalry units here. And considering the full-on range investment for Feroker here, Redi shouldn't have to worry too much about the he shouldn't have to worry too much about a full-on pikeman investment from Feroker. Of course, Feroker is queuing some spears, but he only has 1 barracks, so he's relying on archers and skirms numbers here. But Redi is making the cavalry switch, and that's not quite scouted completely by Feroker here. Ah, you'll fall a bit behind on the Hidden Cup. Yeah, well, work needs to be done, Hoya, of course. Enter the Knights of Redi Rodion here, and with 20 seconds left for the cast stage for Feroker here, even with the 3 ranges investment here, is going to take some serious losses. We have 5 + 2 knights on the field already, and only 1 spear here to join in and engage, splitting up the armies here as well. Still focusing skirms. Might be worthwhile to focus archers as well now, just to make sure that crossbow isn't paying off here. Bodkin and crossbow, yes, but not all that much army to benefit from that for Feroker here right now. He's consistently producing from a couple of the rangers though, and garrisoning inside. Might still have quite a few archers to benefit from the crossbow upgrade. Yeah, I think that's some good engagements from Redi Rodion here. His KD shows some good advantage here in the 90 to 55 being the numbers. And Bodkin crossbow, yes, but only small groups here. They're still going to struggle to take out +2 defense knights here. And again, forward siege workshop for Redi Rodion to push out and maybe close out this game now by focusing down production buildings. Given the cavalry investment, I'd even see pushing the barracks first as a good option here. But GG is called. Well played to Feroker. Some nice games still, even if it seemed dominant from Redi's position here. But Redi is also seed 1 in the tournament, so you'd expect him to perform well. He's climbed to above 1900 since sign up, so he's had some consistent improvement here. So GG, well played. Let's have a look at the stats. Solid military score for Redi there. That's a lot of the KD for him as well, like almost twice the KD, 99 to 57. Nice knights switch from the Mongols there, something that Japanese might not expect because Japanese have such strong halbs and whatnot. Even have more than decent monks with their versatile monk tech tree. But overall, more than 3,000 resources more collected for Redi. He kept the offensive on with the Mongols throughout the game there, allowing his own eco to work efficiently. At home, the uptimes as well, very smooth scouts build there for Redi, early enough to actually contest the drush of Feroker, who did drush into archers, drush into men-at-arms actually in that sense as well. He did make a few more men-at-arms. And finally, we'll see the village account in favor of Redi Rodion as well. Good game though.